All right, guys, let's see if we can do 15 minutes. It's going to be about the gang stalking. I guess this is going to be part two. Gang stalking is what I believe, in my opinion, is communism. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the patterns and the whole thing with recruitment. I mean, you must got to find like the lowest desperate people out here to actually participate because you would never recruit strong people would never co-sign for no garbage like this, man. This is stuff that people who got a grudge against the world, basically. This is the type of people they must recruit to do stuff like this because nobody with an IQ over 120, I just don't believe will sign up for some mess like this. But let's get to it, y'all. Gang stalking is communism part two.
Behind all this is chilling. At the core of their command structure, encrypted communication channels, often reserved for intelligence operations, shielded their conversations, protected by military-grade protocols that hint at ties to former intelligence personnel or highly specialized training far beyond what's typical for criminal harassment. The sophistication of these systems points to the possible use of state actor tactics against private citizens like you. Their operations manual details something even more disturbing: strategic manipulation of timelines. The organization orchestrates campaigns that stretch over months, sometimes years, each event carefully planned and timed to create.
With somebody like me, it's even hard for actors to deal with me because once again, I don't operate in a linear fashion. I don't do what the algorithms or what the pattern says that a person is supposed to do in certain situations. You're just not going to get that with me. What you're going to get is a person hired to uh, play some kind of mind game with me. They're actually going to be afraid because they're going to like, I don't understand what I'm dealing with here. This individual is not reacting the way you know he or she is supposed to act. Like, what the hell have you guys actually put me up? Like, who is this person for real? Like, like they'd be confused with me.
Maximum psychological impact. Nothing is left to chance. Each incident builds on the last, steadily eroding your psychological defenses, leaving you to experience manufactured synchronicities that were, in truth, scheduled attacks designed for maximum devastation. Further investigation of client communications uncovers targeted selection criteria, whistleblowers, witnesses in major legal cases, innovators in disruptive technologies, individuals with access to sensitive information, or anyone whose existence threatens powerful financial interests. If you've been targeted, these factors may reveal why. Your targeting was never random, but a calculated move by those powerful enough to pay for your downfall. The internal correspondence reveals an even darker reality. Operatives monitored you and others for signs of psychological breakdown, suicidal ideation, or total social isolation.
So they designed for you to go crazy. They designed for you to have psychological breakdowns. They do things against you so that you have mental breakdowns. So that when you have one, they can go to the system and say, "CCC, this person is mentally unstable to do or to hold on to A, B, or C." Sick, man, sick.
Instead of seeing these as warnings to pull back, they celebrated them as successes, distributing bonuses and promotions, marking your suffering as a metric of.
I was supposed to psychologically break down guys based on what these whatever they are, people, whatever you want to call them, did to me. I was supposed to psychologically break down with the fact that I didn't have any real support. What they would call, I guess, most emotional or mental. But remember, they were only judging me by the template that they use on their own life. That's why I call them cowards because they couldn't walk a mile. They couldn't walk a block in my shoes. See, judging me by what would have happened, and it just blows my mind how people with families are doing this to other people, and you don't think that God is gonna pay back all these. We talked about being vulnerable. You have a wife, you have children, you're vulnerable, and you think God is not gonna react. The universe, whatever you want to call it, is not gonna. I mean, you sit up there with all these vulnerabilities, and you sit up there attacking people like me that don't really have nothing to lose at all. Don't really give a fuck either. I mean, I was the perfect specimen. That's what I'm saying. You send somebody who's acting to harass or gang stalk me, it's got to be a point where they're gonna get afraid. Like, what? Who is this person for real? Because you're sending me to go do something against this individual, and this person is not even responding. And then they're giving them more assignments. Well, go do this to him or her. Or go do this or go. And it's clearly not this individual. And then the person who's following somebody like myself around. I mean, if anybody follow me around, you're gonna find out not too long that I don't operate like the rest of the people out here. I don't operate like these people at all. Uh, I mean, not at all. You say, how do I act? Not like these people. Not like these people. That's all I can tell you. I don't. The things that these people care about and do, I don't really care about in doing those things. It's kind of like the Rocky fight, where it's just like, you're supposed to pick your battles. You're supposed to pick your fights. Apollo Creed wanted to fight Rocky again. They told Apollo, you don't fight a guy like that. You don't fight a guy that you keep throwing bombs at, and this motherfucker just keeps coming. That's not the person you want to be playing around with.
Their professional achievement. Your darkest moments became their performance indicators. The technological infrastructure backing these operations is staggering, far surpassing basic surveillance. Evidence points to remote access of personal devices, compromised home networks, and sophisticated audio monitoring systems being deployed against targets. Your private conversations, your most intimate moments, all were potentially compromised, transmitted to individuals paid to weaponize your personal information against you. The invasion of your privacy reached into the most sacred spaces of your life, leaving you exposed and vulnerable. This is your code red alert, chosen one. Despite all they've done, you're still here, growing, rising, and building an unstoppable media network that no one can erase. Yet, let's be honest, the full truth is still buried, twisted by censorship, hidden by algorithms, and suppressed by fear. But you never lost sight of what's real. That's the reason you're still standing, why you never gave up. Because you've always felt the simulation glitching beneath your feet, and you know this world is rigged. You're done waiting for permission to rise. Quick pause, family. If this message resonates with your soul and you'd love to support this sacred work, you can buy me a coffee. Your support keeps this space flowing with truth, light, and divine clarity. The link is in the description, and if you're with us, drop the number 88 in the comments. Let's keep moving forward. This is the moment where your real life begins. Federal investigators have now uncovered specialized units within the organization, teams solely dedicated to the digital destruction of reputations. These operatives were not simply spreading rumors. They were manufacturing entirely fake evidence, fabricated text messages, doctored photographs, and manipulated audio recordings, all carefully crafted and released with precision timing to ruin your credibility exactly when you started speaking out. The timing of these attacks was never accidental. Internal financial documents reveal that this wasn't just criminal behavior, but a full-blown industry, an organized business with profit margins, quarterly projections, growth targets, and client acquisition strategies. In their cold corporate language, your suffering was discussed as a commodity, systematically packaged and sold as a premium service to anyone wealthy enough to pay for your destruction. The most volatile evidence currently in federal hands is the client list itself. Names that would stun the public. Powerful figures whose carefully constructed public images are in direct.
And I mean, is this what we're hearing? Is this not communism? Who are the people they go after? People who are set to be in certain positions that maybe certain people in power don't want them to be. People who have inheritances that will put them in a position of prominence. Uh, but what belongs to any American person inside of America is supposed to belong to them, whether it's me or anybody else, or what color, race, creed. After all, we're supposed to be living in a free country, right? Well, if stuff like this is going on inside your country, this is communism. Obviously, this ain't the land of the free. If you got people who are operating, systems like this inside of a country that claims that its people are free,
Opposition
you might as well be living in Russia with stuff like this going on or something.
to their secret actions. These are individuals who talk about justice and ethics in the public eye, while covertly funding campaigns designed to destroy anyone who might expose their hypocrisy. The scale of this duplicity is staggering, threatening to collapse entire narratives across multiple sectors of society. Yet the path to full exposure is uncertain. The immense power of these interests means there is still a risk that these revelations could be buried, investigations quietly redirected, evidence sealed under claims of national security, and witnesses pressured into silence or forced to disappear from public view. For you, the one who was targeted, stalked, and gaslighted, this revelation brings both relief and new risk. Now your experience has official documented confirmation, but those who orchestrated your suffering face existential threats from what you might testify. Protect yourself at all costs. Document everything. Create secure storage for evidence that could be released if anything were to happen to you, and carefully form connections with others who have survived similar targeting, always remembering that infiltration tactics are still a threat. Federal evidence has confirmed another critical aspect: the organization's calculated strategy of isolating targets from their support systems. Operatives destroyed your relationships through orchestrated misunderstandings, poisoning the perceptions of those you trusted most. They ensured that when the real attack came, you would be forced to face it alone, without allies or witnesses. This deliberate isolation tactic appears over and over again in their operational documents. Perhaps the most damning evidence is found in the recordings of operational meetings. Cold, detached conference calls, where they discuss the destruction of human lives with clinical indifference, even laughing at especially effective psychological attacks. The recordings transform abstract evil into concrete horror, exposing real people plotting the system.
Guys, none of the people that I grew up with, like, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but none of the people that I was around growing up were worth my time as far as me staying around these certain type of people. Most people just enjoy being slaves, man. Let's just say the truth. Most people enjoy being servitude and enjoy being in slavery. If they didn't, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't say yes to everything, and they wouldn't comply with every single system that comes out for them to comply to do. Uh, all these people were doing was basically sweeping up the mess that was around me, because none of these people and the people that I was friends with that they didn't know about, God made sure that these people came in my life for a certain reason, for a certain season, and then they were gone. Uh, Look, all you have is yourself, man. That's all you got. And like Bobby Hemmett say, he always say, hopefully you got a wife or a husband that can support you in your mission here on earth, man. Because to tell you the truth, most people are alone and they don't even know it. I don't care if you do have so-called friends. Most people are alone and they don't even know it. I passed by two ladies sitting at a restaurant table the other day, and what they was talking about was just sad. to me. Like, what was they talking about? Stuff that made me know that it ain't worth really having friends. Like, people think they got friends. You don't have no friends, man. All you got is yourself, and hopefully you have a family and God. That's all you got in this life, man. You don't got nothing else. That's it. That's all you got.
Systematic devastation of others, plotting your destruction. As the operation progressed, the technology used against targets became increasingly invasive and advanced. What started as basic surveillance escalated to remote neural monitoring, directed energy weapons, and acoustic devices designed to harass without leaving a trace.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there, y'all. I know it sounds like it's getting good, but we're gonna go ahead and stop it right there. 15 minutes. I know it goes by fast when we come on these interesting topics, but we're gonna stop right there because I only want to do 15 minutes of this stuff, and we'll pick up a part three soon enough. Talk to y'all later. All right? Peace.